Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen. Update 4.2 arrived and we had to create a new character. Therefore I thought I will give us a new haircut and also adapt the eye color. You know. Anyway, I was pretty excited about the update. Because as I said in a previous episode, it features a very interesting mission. It's designed for multiple players and so I didn't expect to accomplish it. But I had to give it a try and it went much better than I expected. This event takes part on Pyro 1 and Pyro 3, therefore we set our local base directly in the Pyro system, at least for this update. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of these dirty stations or even places like Area 18. I mean, I love their design and the atmosphere they create for certain moments, but in general I prefer to have my hometown in a more pretty area. The update had a rather weird surprise for us. Somehow we are also hostile with the citizens of Prosperity now. I don't know why. I guess it's a data error, but I also don't care. I don't even want to be much involved into the ongoing Pyro conflict. The first phase of the mission takes part on Pyro 4. We have to get into one of the Pharaoh data centers to steal a keycard, which we need to progress into the second stage on Pyro 1 later on. The mission is called Stormbreaker and has a nice little story. There is a disgraced weapons manufacturer, known as Associated Science Development, short ASD. This company is suspected of conducting questionable experiments, and it's up to us to investigate. I love to investigate. Should we ever be able to finish it, we will also get rewards which we can trade at Rickety. First we had to get this keycard though. So we flew over to a Pharaoh data center, and I wasn't sure if they will be immediately hostile. So we carefully approached the area. The local turrets prevented us from landing there. Therefore, we landed out of their sight in a nearby valley, to approach the area on foot. We made it to the entrance. Well, one of many entrances to this building, as we found out a little later. But other than I expected, there was nobody in the outside area. Honestly, I was pretty nervous. I thought we will die pretty fast in there. So I was patient at first and wanted to know how many of them will arrive. It didn't look like there were more reinforcements incoming, so we entered the building.
Remember, the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
I love the details in this game, like the brainwashing announcement for their employees. We killed some more and started to infiltrate the building.
Associated Science and Development is committed to health and safety regulations. Please report any infractions to your immediate supervisor. Do not disclose incidents to non-employees.
And I also listened a lot to the announcements because I really like them. I didn't know anything about the building, so we started to circle to the right.
Remember, the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
I love the design of these data centers, but I was way too focused to really enjoy it during the mission.
Your team's work is meant for your team. Please keep conversations to a minimum.
We were here to investigate, and these announcements were very suspicious, at least. Somehow I always expected the AI to be smart and circle around us, but they didn't.
Remember, the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
Well, at least until this point. It was the first time they actually tried to flank us, which I very much appreciated.
Your team's work is meant for your team. Please keep conversations to a minimum.
But the NPCs still have a lot of room for improvement. It looks like AST does experiment with living creatures. Even worse, there was also radioactivity. As if they try to create a mutant or something like this. Which I very much dislike, and therefore this company was even more suspicious to me. At some point we reached an area with two different security doors. For one of them we needed a keycard, and for the other one it looked like we needed a lab coat. So we had to find a scientist to get his clothes. We spent more than an hour in this building, and many enemies respawned over and over.
Please keep conversations to a minimum.
So I will cut a lot of the action and focus more on the important scenes. We found even more rooms that required a keycard or a lab coat to enter. There was also many loot around, but I wasn't much interested. Even though I think there would be interesting stuff to loot, but I just wanted to find a scientist to get a lab coat.
Associated incidents to non-employees.
We did grab a shotgun though. I hesitated at first because I didn't want to shoot a woman. Well, that was more like an accident. We kind of looked like a scientist now, but I didn't dare to drop the weapon. So we were a rather suspicious scientist. which did kind of fit to the company.
Stand by for security scan. Access granted.
Immediate supervisor. Do not disclose incidents to non-employees.
Test. Okay, it's recorded. Preliminary results look promising. Ibrahim's sphere is enhanced with irradiated pearl dust, showing better entanglement outcomes than what we're seeing with the normal ones. Dr. Yorit's already given clinical the go-ahead to start in vivo testing, but I'm not confident we're at that stage yet. I want to replicate this a dozen or so times before we move on to development. We don't have enough data yet to say this is statistically significant. I wanted to get this on record, in case Dr. Yorit keeps pressuring us to rush things. Still, I'm feeling
Remember,
hopeful.
the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
This room didn't offer much beside the recording of this scientist, who sounded a little concerned and even as if she didn't trust her boss. The only other thing we found were some files which we couldn't open, but there was a notice about a security code which we kept in mind. We left the room and got our gear back, because I wanted to move on to the other door, which requires a lab code. That door was pretty much on the other side of the building, and the security did spawn in again. At that point we got our first serious injury. Well, a shotgun isn't designed for mid-range battle. Soon after we got another serious injury. But honestly I was already pretty happy with the progress we made, because I didn't expect to survive so long at all. So I was pretty relaxed at this point. The respawn of the security is very well integrated, by the way. There are some doors which we have no access to. They turn out to be elevators. And every now and then these elevators arrive with a couple of new security guys. I love little details like that. We arrived at the other door and changed our outfit again.
Stand by for security scan. Access granted.
Please report any infractions to your
It was a tiny room and nobody was inside.
disclose incidents to non-
Well, and then I got a phone call. And since we were in a room where I felt pretty safe, I decided to answer the call. It was my wife, and let's just say the call took much longer than I expected. Much longer. After the server kicked us for being inactive for more than 15 minutes, we were back at our station. And I was pretty frustrated at this point, to be honest.
Forget that stress. Just relax. Everyone here at Countdown RX is gonna take great care of you.
Anyway, since we were back at the station, I decided to heal up, at least. Because I wanted to give it another try, of course. After we healed up at the regeneration, I noticed that we were kicked as scientists. So we lost all our gear. So we geared up and flew back to the same Pharaoh data center again. Meanwhile it was night though.
Access granted.
About 10 minutes later we were in the same room again. There was another screen with files we couldn't open and another kind of code. There was also a rather cryptic message from one employee to another about some good snacks and the code.
Please report any infractions to your immediate supervisor. Do not disclose incidents to non-employees.
As I said, there were also many boxes with different stuff, but I wasn't interested in looting, because I didn't expect to get out anyway.
Meant for your team.
Then we found a safe and tried the number we just read. Successfully. Inside was a keycard. Not the main one we were looking for, but the one which gave us access to the other rooms. One of them was right beside, and so we geared up again and tried the keycard there.
Access granted.
Successfully again.
Your team's work is meant for your team. Please keep conversations to a minimum.
Sometime later on in this series we have to come back to this place just to loot. There are some very nice weapons in there.
Associated Science and Development is committed to health and safety regulations.
There were 2 more doors, but each of them led out of the security 3 level,
Supervisor. Do not
which gave me the feeling to be at the right place. After we got rid of them, we kept looking for the main keycard. We found another message with a new code.
Always protect your work.
At first I haven't noticed how close we have been to our target.
Employee identification accepted. Press to confirm. Stand by. Printing in progress.
Hey, come on, time to be in there. Stop what you're doing. Security forces on reach your location.
And suddenly we had some trouble. Suddenly all the doors closed, but there was no keycard. I was a little confused and started the whole process again.
Stand by. Printing in progress.
But once again the doors closed and there was no keycard. I didn't get it at all at this point. We were also low on ammo meanwhile, so I grabbed every available weapon. This energy rifle was quite nice, for example. There was a lot of security outside of the room, but honestly I didn't really know what to do. Well, we killed them all and started the keycard printer again.
Stand by. Printing in progress.
We were almost out of ammo, and so I grabbed a very weird rifle. I can't even say what it was, but it was fun. I guess the best description would be a mega taser. This time we also kept an eye on the progress, which I probably should have done more early.
Stand by. Printing in progress.
We barely survived until the doors closed again, but we finally got our keycard. We lost a lot of health though, and there was almost no more ammo around. On top of that, even more security was spawning in after we grabbed the card. Last but not least, our rifle jammed. Well, and soon after we were dead. And I died with a smile on my face. Because honestly I never expected to even get the card. Therefore I was quite happy with our first attempt. I mean, stupid me raised the alarm 3 times. I'm pretty sure we will have a better chance by raising the alarm just once next time. We will also arrive with more ammo and probably better gear. The fact we got the card as solo player got me hungry for more. I still don't think we will beat the end boss by our own, but I want at least enter phase 2 on Pyro 1. We will see. I hope you enjoyed the video and to catch you in the next one. Your Mombi.